Today on All Things 80s, we're righting a 36-year-old wrong. Welcome back to All Things 80s. Now, today is the day I get to travel back in time, back to 1983, and rewrite history. Now, what happened in 1983 that needed correcting? Well, simple, really. Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure. Now, back in the 80s, we're talking early 80s obviously, Luke Skywalker was my favourite Star Wars character. And up until the release of Return of the Jedi, I of course had all the Luke Skywalker figures. Now, when I saw they had a Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure, I knew that was the figure I just had to have. Now, the small village I grew up in Scotland, there were two places you could buy Star Wars figures. The first was the Co-op store, which was a supermarket on the ground floor, and upstairs they had all manner of stuff. They had clothing, furniture, and of course a pretty decent for its size toy section. And they did in fact sell Star Wars figures, but they never had the most recent releases. The other option I had was a small newsagent called R.S. McCall's, and again, they never had the most recent released figures, so there were no Luke Skywalker Jedi Knights available in my little town. However, there was one day back in 1983 that my mum took me into Edinburgh, and we went to the John Lewis department store, who had a pretty damn decent toy section. And by this point, it had been a number of weeks, if not months, since I was aware of the Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure. Could never find it. I'm in John Lewis, I run to the toy section, run to the Star Wars section, and there hanging on the peg, amongst all the other releases, was in fact one Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure. I knew I had to have it. However, there was one drawback. The packaging had in fact been opened and retaped. The figure was there, the cape was there, however, the green lightsaber and blaster were missing. So 9-year-old me was left to make a decision. Do I wait to find another complete Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight? Or do I just use my pocket money and buy the figure I've always wanted, but without the accessories? Me being impatient as a 9-year-old, I had to have the figure. So I bought the figure, knowing fine well it did not have the saber and the blaster, but I kind of didn't care, but part of me really did care because it was an incomplete figure. Excuse me. And it remained that way for the rest of my collecting days. So today, I have one mint on card, complete with blaster and lightsaber. So I'm going to get this thing opened because I'm going to experience something I did not experience back in 1983, and that is a 100% complete Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure. Now this one, whilst it is indeed mint on card, we have a rather yellow bubble. Proof of purchase has been removed and cut out. So this is not a prime display piece. However, if you know me, you've seen my videos, I don't really care about mint on card display pieces. These are toys, they're meant to be handled, they're meant to be touched, they're meant to be enjoyed, and that's what I'm about to do. So I'm about to get this little character opened and relive the memories, and in fact, in this case, create new memories, because I never did open a Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight with a lightsaber and blaster. So here we go. And actually this is made, the job has been made rather easy by the fact that the proof of purchase has been clipped. So they've taken a large chunk of the card at the back. So I'm just going to get this opened. This is how I would have done it back in 83. In fact, that's a lie, because the one I had been taped up. So I just had to sort of remove some of that sellotape to get the figure opened. But this is me doing what should have been done 36 years ago. So So first things first, we have the cape. Now my cape was the snap enclosure cape. That much I do remember. This one is not. That's okay though. I'm not really sure of the significance of snap-on versus no snap, but this is a non-snapping cape, but that's okay. We have now this one had one of those inlays. Well, I know that, was this just unique to this figure? I'm not sure. I don't recall there being inlays back in the 80s, but that's all right. So here we go. There's the blaster. First time ever holding one of these. And of course, the main attraction, the lightsaber. Green Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight lightsaber. And this is a pain. Get rid of this. Come on. Almost. Aye. Good lord, this is good tape. And there we have it. Okay, lightsaber. And so we'll just dress him up in his little cape. Yeah, it still has the new figure smell, which is nice. And yep, it's exactly as I remember it. So my figure back then was simply this. It was Luke Skywalker in a cape with no weapons. So, okay, there we go. You know, part of me is thinking, do I want to find one with the snap cape to really get things as they were? But I'm like, nah, it's okay. So now, something I never had a chance to do before, which was put the lightsaber in and the blaster, a complete Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight figure, complete with a lightsaber he can't keep hold of, and a blaster that's reasonably well positioned. Yeah, that's in there real good. So anyway, look at that. I'll just hold it with my finger there. Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight, complete action figure. It only took the 36 years to do this, but there you go, I've done it. So anyway, thank you for watching and listening to my boring little story there. Hope you did enjoy it. I did. I sure as hell enjoyed opening one of these. I should also point out before I go that this is a 77 card back. My figure was a 65, and I know that for a fact because I was not aware of figures, you know, such as Pruneface, Han Solo with the trench coat, Endor, Leia, etc. So I was a 65 back for sure. But there you go, Luke Skywalker Jedi Knight complete. Thanks for watching. Please do like, please subscribe. See you next video.